Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am continuing the Sweet Life Legacy Challenge. Here was Sonia, whose neighbor is stalking her and won't leave. Super fun. So when I was going through the rules of it, I know I was talking about making or having Sonia marry a sim with the glutton trait, but considering what you'll see later in the video, I'm thinking I might change it to a food related trait. So like another foodie or a glutton as well, or someone just with a food centric trait. I think that'd probably be better to fit in with Sonia's lifestyle. So later you will find out who I'm talking about. But right now, Sonia needs to fix her needs. So she is hungry, she needs to go to sleep, and she hasn't had fun in a while. So after setting our house on fire, we're gonna read, we're gonna have a little snack, and then we're gonna go to bed. So I was thinking while doing this that the first thing I really wanted to do when I got money, I know I talked about it last time, was replace the couch because it's not really even a couch, but also replace the kitchen. So the first thing I did, other than fixing her needs, was basically immediately, like every other time, have her fill her needs in general and then start a yard sale. So first we have to go befriend a fox because obviously, even though it's not part of her aspiration, she needs to go look at it until they become friends, as you do with the fox. And then we decided to start the yard sale. So I've never experienced in The Sims, one of the Sims getting a fear of like crowded places or something. I'm not sure if it was like an update or if I had just never gotten it when the fear system came around, but I decided we were going to work on that during the yard sale. So I waited until she got uncomfortable talking to all these Sims and then followed the little thing about being funny. So I greeted all the Sims, said hi, and then tried to scam them out of their money for paying $40 for a slice of cake, as one does. And I don't know, I was thinking about having her marry Celia, but like, first of all, Celia doesn't have a food related trait. Second of all, I don't know. She asked if she could stay over, and that annoyed me, and I said no. So I think she's kind of off the table now. So you can see Sonia's getting the uncomfortable moodlet about being around a bunch of Sims. So to get rid of it, you have to be funny 3 times. So I just figured like telling a joke or telling a funny story would count, I guess. But for like some of it, it wouldn't count for one Sim, but would for another. And I think it's just because where she was tending the table, it wasn't actually registering when she was telling some of the jokes and stuff, so I don't know, it took a little bit. But as you can see, fear conquered, even though she's still uncomfortable that there are a bunch of people nearby. Judith Ward showed up again, of course, as she does, and just stared and like didn't buy anything. So that was great. Um, I've always, I don't know, in this, let me rewind. So in a different playthrough that I did, by myself, not recording it, I had a sim named Star, and she ended up marrying Rashida. Um, so I'm always like, that's my wife. That's her. That's my wife. And I forget that in that playthrough, I started as a teen, so when she aged up, I was also aged up. So we were both young adults, so I keep like hovering over her and being like, why is she a teen? What are we doing here? But alas, I think I'd rather date her mom in this one. But here I was thinking, okay, so if I'm gonna marry a Sim who has a foodie trait or a glutton trait, I should get the observant little thingy so I can just greet Sims and know what their traits are rather than having to go through the get to know thing every single time I meet a new Sim, especially if I'm gonna try to kind of make it so I quote unquote meet them when she's selling her food. So I started doing that, and then I introduced myself to my neighbors, and I was like, why do they keep coming with fruitcake? Like, obviously they're trying to do the welcome wagon thing, but why is it not working? And I realized it was because I had locked my gate so Sims couldn't come into my house. As soon as I did that, I was like, oh, so I unlocked it, I had her go inside, and then everyone decided they were going to join. So the welcome wagon finally went through since they could reach my front door now. I had her go to the bathroom, had her greet them, and as you can see, this is why I lock my gate and my front door, because all the Sims who just hang around once you cancel an event like the yard sale thing just start walking into your house like that. No, no, that's not for you. Get out of my bathroom. Stop throwing my books on the ground. Go away. Um, we did level up a lot during this playthrough, though. So we got the handiness skill up, we got, what did we do? Baking skill up, cooking skill, and charisma. And in a little bit, you'll see that we discover something about ourselves. It's amazing. It's magical. But I decided she's tired, she needs fun, and I don't want to talk to these people anymore. So I canceled it, and they somehow didn't get mad at me for canceling it. So I guess I'm on good terms with my neighbors and have like three things of fruitcake that I like to eat. So keep having her read books to get her fun up because I find it's the easiest way without them like autonomously wanting to go on the computer or watch TV or something. And she keeps picking up children's books and reading them. So I eventually just put it in her inventory because every time I would ask her to get a book or she would go get one autonomously, it was the my Piazzo cat or whatever it's called, she kept getting the same book. I was like, girl, come on now. You're better than this. You're smarter than this. So as the day usually goes, I started with picking up fruitcake from my front lawn, as everyone does. But I decided now that I had some money, we were going to go to get more ingredients before I forgot because I had been trying to make, I think, dough before. I was trying to bake something. It said I needed dough. When I tried to make dough, I found out I didn't have any flour left. So we're getting all that, and I even got a blueberry to plant, even though I play with 14-day seasons. It's spring. Blueberries don't grow until the summer, so kind of shot myself in the foot with that one, but, we'll wait. We'll eventually get to summer. We ignored Monica Lopez because she wanted to tell us about us doing a good job connecting her with someone romantically or friendship wise. I don't remember what she asked me for. But I spent all my money, or almost all my money, and I was starting to think maybe I should like save this and only get like sugar and flour and, you know, go ahead and buy a cow or chicken. But, spent it already, so what can we do now? And then I wanted Sonia to go and talk to Celia and talk to the other Sims in the tavern, just see if she was compatible with anyone, slash, if they had the foodie trait. But instead, she kept talking to the Kim lady at the stand. So I introduced myself to her, we talked to her, and guess what? We found out she has the foodie trait. Wow, would you look at that? That's crazy. So, unless I meet someone with the glutton trait who is like, overwhelmingly a foodie at the little stand that Sonia sells from, I think Kim might be our love interest. I don't know. To be decided. I want Sonia to kind of get her house in order and get her little, what is it, the little selling stand that came with the cooking pack. I want her to get all of that, get her chickens, get her cows, kind of have everything set up, and then when I'm ready to move her onto a bigger lot or, build a business, blah blah blah, whenever she's like ready, I think then we'll ask him out on a date and, see how things go. I think I checked and Sonia and Kim were amazing compatibility, I believe. I don't know. Here, I remembered I had a bunch of strawberries and that I should probably plant one. You know, took me how long since I got 18 strawberries, but that's fine. Who cares? It's all good. And then this little stinky guy, every time I do this on this lot, I'll go to plant something, and if it's more than one thing I'm planting, like how I'm putting on two things here, if I have them lined up more than one at a time, a fox will show up on my lawn and steal the second thing I'm trying to plant, which, I understand. Strawberries are tasty, and he's a funky little guy, but alas, I'd prefer if he stayed away from the produce I'm actively trying to plant rather than stealing it off my bush. I don't know. my opinion. So I went and stared into this fox's soul again, and we became friends, and I sang him a little song, and he didn't get mad this time. It was great. It was good. I'm a Disney princess. As you can see, the game keeps like slightly lagging, and again, I don't know what it is with this lot, or if it's like because of the game updates, because of the fixes, or whatever, but this lot, in doing anything that requires cooking, immediately bugs Sonya out. Like everything starts lagging. You can see her just standing there. I have to fast forward until it actually fast forward, because sometimes it won't, and then go back to normal speed for her to actually do something. So, super fun, super great. So I had her start baking again because I was like, okay, we're gonna do a bunch of stuff, get it on the table, sell it, and then we're gonna upgrade this kitchen, and then, how I was talking about, like, getting the cow and stuff. Yeah, I already forgot about that. So, as always, I have her pick up every single serving because, is it kind of cheaty? I don't know. I don't think it's cheaty. It's kind of like the same thing as using, like, the tiny house lot and everything. Like, it gives you a little bit of a boost, but it's not, like, outright cheating. And I made this challenge, so I get to make the rules. So, I had her literally just crank this stuff out. And then I decided, well, I have a little bit of money. Like, can I buy a better stove? And I was like, ooh, okay. Like, it's better than a crappy stove, and I can get one that is pink. So, kudos to me. And I was like, okay, I still have money left over. Maybe I should get some new counters. And I thought I was gonna go with red and kind of like, almost like a Valentine's Day theme thing, with like pink and red and everything, but I was like, that's kind of like too gaudy. So I made the counters white and moved everything around. And then I realized I still have enough money for a fridge, so it's like not the crappiest fridge there is, and I got that in pink too. So we have this cute little pink kitchen. I'm kind of in love. It's very cute. I would do this IRL if I had money to buy a house, but none of us do, so. And then I realized, I was like, okay, I got a little bit more money. Maybe I should buy a couch. And I was like, if I can't find like an actual couch, even the cheapest like real version of a couch, I'm just gonna keep this and sell my stuff, and then I'll get back to it eventually. Because she doesn't really sit on it that often. It's not like she's spending her day on the couch or napping on there or anything. And then everyone kept calling me. And they were pissing me off. And I was just like, leave me alone. Let me stop interrupting me. So I got all of my stuff done and got her to cook and bake and cook and bake and cook and bake, as a girl does. And she started like kind of glitching and like half walking through counters, so I was like, oh, okay, let's see if we can just kind of get her out of that by having her make something. So I had her make a blueberry pie since I had bought blueberries, and then I was thinking, I was like, maybe I should like keep a blueberry, and I was like, no, I already planted one, we're good. So make a blueberry pie, pick up all the servings, watch the fox run around crazily in my yard and stalk the chickens I don't have yet. And whenever I get the notification wall full pop up and it's orange, I immediately think she started a fire. Every time I get it, I'm like, oh my god, not again. So I have her pick up every single serving. You know, it's a grind, but Sonya's here for it, and she loves it. So I know it's kind of like the more you get your Sims to clean up, the more they'll kind of autonomously do it themselves. So I'm being a stickler about having her do it, even though it kind of wastes precious time that could be spent doing other things. So when the fox ran into my house, I realized, I was like, oh, the gate is still unlocked. So I wish there was a way to be like, let these little guys in. No Sims, but let the little foxes in. He can be like my little dog. I'll domesticate him. I'll make him a treat. So I think in the future I want Sonya, when she's kind of finished with cooking and everything and has like a good chunk of money, has maxed out the skills, has created her business and everything, I think I want her to take up the knitting skill and start with a new aspiration, the country caretaker, and then I'm gonna make the little foxes little sweaters and stuff, so that'll be fun. And then this, I don't know, it annoys me every time something breaks and a sim doesn't like automatically autonomously go to fix it. Like, can we just, first of all, it shouldn't take that long to fix. Like, I get you have zero handiness or whatever, but like, come on, girl, you just gotta like turn off the water. So again, picking up all the servings. as one does, putting them out on the table, as one does, checking our needs, realizing it's kind of falling apart, as one does. So I decided she kind of stinky. We'll get ahead of that. We'll have her use the bathroom. We'll have some fun. We're gonna go to sleep, and in the morning we're gonna sell everything and get a new house. So that's what we did. She went to sleep. We wish her a good night. Mwah mwah. Good night, Sonia. And I started thinking about how I was like, okay, when I do this, I need to get the chicken coop and I need to get the cow shed. And I was just essentially watching her sleep here. I was like, well, good job. Go, babe. I'm glad for you. Have some sleep. But I was trying to remind myself, okay, when you get the money, get the cow shed, get the chicken shed, or the chicken coop. So she gets up, we're doing our little thing, filling our needs, and I'm like, okay, figure this out, let her do what she needs to do. There's that stupid My Piazza Cat book of whatever. Alright, we're gonna do this. Gonna get her needs up, gonna get the bathroom up, gonna get her hunger up, ignore this guy and just click on whatever the yes man option is. And then we are going to sell. We are going to sell until her needs are depleted. And that's essentially what we did. So I had her, go to the bathroom, get up in the morning, do her thing, eat some food, and then I don't know if it's this lot or if it's just like the lagging or something, but even when I'm just opening the fridge, like not even to cook anything, when I'm just opening the fridge, I'm like, it takes forever to load. So I just put fruitcake in her inventory because I was like, it doesn't go bad in your inventory and she can just pick up a slice whenever she's hungry. So I did that, had her scarf that down, clean it up because she's not messy. She's a clean girl. She has a clean girl aesthetic. So here we go. Yard sale, what, 3? 2? 3? I don't know where we are. Starting the yard sale. Looking around, trying to figure out where the little fox went and what is smelling because she had a moodlet about something stinky being nearby. And I was like, well, the trash isn't out. There's nothing floating in the air. There's nothing that came from repairing that smells bad, so, we'll figure it out. So we start greeting everyone again because I found if you greet them or do like a positive interaction of like brighten day or compliment outfit or something and then do the sales pitch, they tend to be happy. And there it is. Look, the proper, we are proper, which I'm like, yes, but like not in the way The Sims does it. Like, yes, I feel like Sonia will be a very polite little lady. Like, she's so nice. She just wants to be polite and kind to everybody, but do I think she would bow to everybody at the start of a conversation? No. I think Sonia would find that a little bit weird, actually. And then here, we max the charisma skill, so it means I can sell easier to Sims. Sell more easily, I guess. Um, I just gave up. I was like, girl, I'm done with this. I need to go to the bathroom, IRL. I need to get water. I'm hungry. So I had her just clean everything up, clear the table, make all the Sims leave, and then put everything back on the table so it doesn't go bad in my inventory again, like I forgot last time. But here, we have enough money, so guess what we're gonna do? That's right, not immediately get a cow shed. So I upgraded her house, so now she actually has a bed. I think that's one of the most important things for playthroughs like this, because the higher quality bed you get, the faster they gain sleep, right? Or gain rest, energy. That's the word I'm looking for. So when I'm trying to make a bunch of things and have a yard sale before like 3 p.m., so I'm not selling until like 2 in the morning, I think investing in a bed is a good idea. So I kind of splurged a little bit on that, but I think I'm gonna keep trying to upgrade that to an even better version of it, so she'll sleep even faster, and like hopefully with her handiness skill I'll be able to do some of the upgrades on it, although now that I think about it, I don't really have that many upgrade parts, so I might have to like go dumpster diving. But I got a new couch. We did it. We finally did it. We got a new bed. We have a new kitchen. Our bathroom's still looking a little scrunkly, and our house is a little small, but you know what? Sonia's doing that. She's working it. So I have like one little repair part there, like the little, you can see them. There they are. But it's not enough to like really upgrade the bed. And also I need to get a higher level of handiness, so I might work on that like outside of a video of just having her like repair the toilet or whatever. So we do our thing. This time the mailman came and we didn't start a fire and glitch him out. That was great. Love that so much. But she did stand there even though I bought her a brand new couch. Sonia, a brand new couch. Thank you very much. That was like 500 simoleons. Sit down. She stood there and read My Piazza Cat. Classic. Classic. And we harvested our strawberries. I don't know why I harvest them, because whenever I get a packet and do the starter foods, I always get strawberries. And again, I don't know if it's because I have a low gardening level. I'm assuming it is, but I'm just like, please, please give me something else. So we did our yard sale. We finally sold out of the food after doing like 3 yard sales in a row. And I had a little bit of money left, and I realized, okay, well, first of all, she's hungry. She's kind of cranky, so eat 2 slices of fruitcake to mend yourself, as one does, clearly. And I decided I was gonna have her clean up instead of doing it for her because I'm a petulant god. I don't let her just get a free ride. And I started looking around. I was like, okay, I need to make dough. I should make batter. And then I was like, really? I maxed the skill? And I was like, okay. So Sonia's now max. Good for her. She is a tungsten chef. So from here, I'm gonna get her to finish the baking skill, and then I'm going to have her work on the gourmet cooking. So here, more upgrades. Upgrade montage. We're moving things. We're making it a little less crowded. I got her a new little table that doesn't have scratches and peeling paper on it. I was gonna go for something fancy, and I was like, she really doesn't need anything fancy. So we got something that looked a little farmhousey in the color like white and light wood, which I think is kind of gonna be the theme. Almost like Scandinavian with like the light colored woods and white paint on them. So I was like, okay, that goes well with the, pink and red and white and cream theme, so we will do that. And then we upgraded the bathroom so she doesn't have to take a stinky little shower anymore. She can just like live her life. And I realized what I wanted to do was put the big kind of like old-fashioned bathtub thing in there, that one. So I widened it out a little bit, and we are no longer the like micro home, but we're still in the tiny home thing. So I was like, you know what, close enough, doesn't matter. She's already maxed out the cooking skill. She's doing great with the baking skill. She's max charisma, so it doesn't matter at this point. And then, with the money, I finally remembered to get a cow shed and a chicken coop. And I was like, okay, I'll get like a bee box and I'll put it over here. And I don't know, it's so stupid. Like, why? I get the cow has to go on that little patch, I guess, like what it's coded to, but why can't I put a little bee box over there? Like, the cow's not going over there. Clearly, it can't fit, so why can't I put a bee box over there? And as I was saying, I got vegetables and I got fruits, and I only got strawberries. I don't need more strawberries. I'm thinking I might take some and start selling them back to the grocer in town to make a little bit of money back, but I don't know, because I kind of want to keep it where she's only making money from the food she's selling rather than like collectibles or resources. Like, that's why I haven't sold the crystals she's gotten. Um, I figure we could just use them as decoration, but like it's not really fitting with the theme, so be it. We'll keep them in our inventory for now and then put them in a box somewhere. And like every other day, for poor Sonia, she slaves away over a hot stove, takes a bunch of little slices, but eats none of them, and goes and puts them outside so they don't spoil, clearly. And I realized we can start making new recipes. So I was like, okay, we got this. I'm going to look more into getting fruits and veggies, and we are going to do this thing. So we have her fix her needs. She is miserable. She hasn't had fun. She's stinky, but she gets to use her new shower. And she's a little hungry, but you know what? She can eat some fruitcake in the bathroom like the rest of us. And I don't know, like, opinions on not taking the money Like when you get the thing about the will, or when Robin calls you and is like, is this Vinny? Or the thing about like, yeah, my great grandparents' goldfish's brother or whatever died and they left you money. Like, I think for kind of like a rags to riches playthrough, I don't do that, but like opinions, do you guys do that? Depending on what you do. This is when I realized I can't get to my little bee box. So put it over there and decided since I don't have money to get a cow yet or buy the chicken coop, I was just gonna hang out with my bees. And I love that Sonia like doesn't get stung at all. She's just a sweetie pie. So the bees are like, yes, girl, go off. So everyone's here again. Sonia's miserable. She's wet. She's damp. No one's buying her stuff. She just wants to go to bed, and people are wasting her time. It'd be like that sometimes, Sonia. Like, I really do. She's really a girl's girl. She gets it. So finally, they bought the last piece of whatever I was selling, and I was just like, okay, leave, stop. Stop talking to them. And she was like, what if I didn't do that? What if I kept talking to them? So I reset her, as one does. And the thing is, oh, I didn't sell the last thing. That's what it was. They I had this last time too, where the Sims were around the table, but they wouldn't buy anything. Even when I did the sales pitch, they would just stand there next to the stuff, but not purchase it. So I did that, reset her, canceled the yard sale, and then restarted it. And then they bought the last thing. And I hate that when you do like the yard sales or, the food sales, whatever you do, if you sell art or food or whatever you do in your game, how Sims stick around after. Like when they buy something, they autonomously leave and disappear like 3 seconds later. But when you cancel something or it ends naturally, they'll stay for like 3 or 4 hours. Like I was dealing with that in a new recording where I was like, why isn't it fast forwarding? Like, why is this going so slow? Is it like a glitch? Is it like she can't fast forward right now for some reason? I just have to kind of wait it out. No, there was like 5 Sims still on my lot, so I sent them all home. I was like, leave me alone. But we finally got a cow. Her name is Brown Cow, and I kind of love that. I had one in my last gameplay and then she died, and it was very sad. So we are going to love her and cherish her, and if you have a special name for her, leave a comment. Maybe I'll choose it. Otherwise, I think we're gonna leave it as Brown Cow. I remember there was this farm near my house growing up, and they had llamas and cows. And there was this llama named Chip Llama, and he was like a famous celebrity in our town. He was a well known guy. So maybe I will, in the future, get a llama and we'll name him Chip. But I decided, so dealing with cows isn't as bad, but when you have chickens and you have like 8 in the coop, befriending all of your animals is like a pain in the ass. It's just I don't know why they make it so difficult. So I decided before I got the chickens, before I did anything else, I would start off on a good foot with Brown Cow. We are going to be friends. She is going to love me. I'm going to love her. So I cleaned everything out, fed her, made sure I wasn't starving her to death, cleaned her, ready for some milk. And here I realized I have enough to buy the chicken coop. So I was looking for a pink one, and then I was like, okay, well, kind of uggy, so let's get a white one. And I thought it was pretty cute. It's actually like a lot that I see around here where I live when people have chickens. So I was like, okay. And I decided, well, I still have a good amount of money, so like maybe I should expand my business. And I haven't used the candy machine yet. It keeps telling me, oh my god, Sonia's craving sweets. I'm like, no, she's not. Leave her alone. Stop this slander. So I got a waffle maker and the candy maker, and then I decided, okay, like, we have a little bit of money left. Like, how expensive is flooring? How expensive is wallpaper? So we upgraded Sonia's bathroom, and I think we eventually upgraded her bedroom as well. And I was doing this, and I was like, okay, let's stick to a farmhouse theme. And I was like, what farmhouse has pink walls? So I was like, okay, kind of throw that out the window. But I was looking for something that had like pink or white to it that wasn't like sterile, like the spa stuff. So I went with just generic white tiles that you might find in like an older home, and then just kind of like soft pink walls. And I try so hard with the wallpaper from the Get Together pack. Hi, Kitty. Kitty says hi. My goodness. Guest star. But the thing is, it's ugly. It doesn't look good on everything. So I really only use it when it comes to like babies' rooms. I use the little bunny and fox shade of it, and then I'll put that on there and kind of decorate like an animal theme. But for like adult bedrooms, I don't know, it just really doesn't fit that well. So I was like, okay, any money left, any upgrades I can make? And I was like, well, not really. So time to save up again. Time to finally get a chicken. Jesus Christ. How it's taken us like 3 IRL hours to do this. Finally got a chicken. Thank God. I know milk and eggs aren't used like a lot when it comes to the baking slash cooking thing here, but I'm like, it's good to have them. And I can sell the excess. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Back to my original point of I don't know if I want her to sell things that isn't food she makes, but I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the good news is she can have omelets now, and she's not wasting her supplies for baking. So, good for her. I had her make some strawberry jam, and I think I'm gonna have her once she gets more money and we can grow more plants. I might build like a tiny greenhouse so I can get things like the blueberries and stuff growing, but I want her to do more canning to make like the syrups and the jams and whatever so she can put it into her cooking. So I made the strawberry stuff and moved that into the fridge, but there's not really anything to make with that. It's like you can use the conserve or the actual fruit itself to make something, like when you're making a berry pie or like a blueberry pie. I wish there was like more uses for the jam, especially in a pack like this, or not in a pack like this, but I mean, I guess, because it has like the simple living. That's what came with this, right? The simple living and the other little traits of like wild foxes and stuff. But like simple living, yeah, why wouldn't you make jam and like use it to put on bread or make like homemade jelly donuts or something? I wish they would kind of integrate more of that stuff in there. I know I complained about it last time about how I wish they would do more with like the farming and stuff, but we can only complain so much in a given day. I'm a master complainer and a master yapper, so there's only so much I can yap about before it becomes repetitive. So I had her bake a couple things, and then I realized, like, in real life, it was getting kind of late, and I hadn't eaten yet, so I was like, okay, maybe I should just, like, finish what we're doing, get Sonya fed, pick up all these servings, get it on the table, and then we'll come back to this. And spoiler alert, I went to record today and I forgot to record the first like 30 minutes. So good news, Sonya sells with a carrot cake. Goes over crazy. Uh, that's pretty much everything that happened before I realized I wasn't recording. So, you know, come see, come saw. It be like that sometimes. But I had her finally make some waffles, even though she was like so tired, and make some of the, was it cotton candy? I don't think it calls it cotton candy, but you know, it'd be like that. It's cotton candy. So I had her make that, had her make the waffles, pick up all the servings. Although you can't really do that with the cotton candy, so I'm like kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I like it as much as something like the baked goods or the breads or the waffles or anything. I don't think I'm gonna do like the pizzas or stuff like that because I feel like it's not really Sonya's wheelhouse. Like maybe I'll do it for her to eat it, but not as like a business venture. But this is where we wrap things up. So if you like this stuff, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye bye!